Hey guys, we should be live now. Welcome to the channel. And in this live stream, we're gonna check into the upcoming week, which has already started, obviously. So I'm a little bit late. I'm a little bit behind a day, but hopefully that is not too late for the forecast that the tarot is about to give us through me. And with that said, starting up with the stream, let me explain you how the things is gonna run here for those who are new. I'm gonna do a 12 readings for each star sign, starting up from Aries, ending up with Pisces, so it's not confusing. So I'm going through the natural order of the star signs, and throughout this live stream, I'm going to do also a breaks where within those breaks, one of you is gonna get a free reading from me on a question that they are concerned with. Of course, if you do wish to have your own personal reading, you can always go to my website, which you're going to find in the description down below. And as well, anyone who supports the channel and me through Super Chat is going to get their reading at the end, regardless are they picked up or not at the breaks. So with that said, let me shuffle and see what's Aries goes first. What Aries is going to experience, rather like what they will have to deal with into the upcoming week. Alright, so for Aries, the first card is going to be the King of Swords, followed by, or from the other side, that is to be Temperance. And through the other side, Aries is gonna have the Wheel of Fortune. Those three cards for the Aries is week, and it seems that they are going to have a rather quite active week that it is in front of them. A lot of a problem resolving it is that stands in front of Aries. Now with those three cards, it does look like that they are going to stop bashing their head against the wall for a particular reasons that they may be facing up until this moment, like problems that kind of like resolutions eludes them in any way up until this point, whether it is because they don't see a way how to find resources or in generally a way out. But the upcoming week is going to be quite, how do I put it into words, it's going to be a breakthrough in that department. That is because into the upcoming days, you guys are going to put a serious, at least according to the cards, that is, you're going to put a serious thoughts into the circumstances around you. That is because the circumstances themselves, they are going to be a bit abnormal. What I mean is that at first it will look kind of chaotic, what kind of a circumstances you're facing in terms of your a career, in terms of your relationship as well. Things are going to be way more dynamic than you are anticipating and than you are expecting as well. Hello Nancy, welcome to the stream. And so through these new circumstances coming around here, which we can see into the Wheel of Fortune, okay, which we can see into the Wheel of Fortune, there are going to be openings. There are going to be openings for a breakthrough, but you are also going to you also must take on those opportunities to make breakthroughs with your career or with your love life, that is. Now, just to give you an example for how things can play out here, Aries, that week may be a week where you are to have more social interactions than usual, which is a dynamical change into your circumstances that will allow you, through a careful analysis, to pick points, the one that you do have the most chances with. Other than that, like said, in general, you will put quite of a lot of thoughts into these circumstances which you are to find yourself in when it comes to your career and when it comes to your relationship. And it's just through that careful analysis, the way through difficulties that you may be facing at that point simply is going to be revealed, and the product of all that is going to be a very, very effective strategy how to, for example, save your love life or save your relationship, or how, for example, to expand into your business or to grow into your career, whatever you are concerned with. It seems that the upcoming week is going to give you the recipe to figure it out. Now, the action falls upon you, though. I mean, you have to make not the decision making, but the movement. You got to make the initiation that it is out there. Other than that, the week is going to be very generous when it comes to understanding from other people. There will be a mutual solidarity and compassion. And don't get me wrong here, guys. I mean, people may not, or people which are around you may not agree with what you think. They may not agree with what your idea is, or even with what your strategy is. But that doesn't mean that these people are going to obstruct you in any way. Just on the contrary, you are going to have that very rare conditions where it's just people are going to honor your choice. It's as simple as that. And by mutual respect, even though people may not agree with each other or people may not agree with you, there will be that compassion and that solidarity. And finally, with these cards, it seems that you can get can I put it into words, a lot of things in the ordinary way. What I'm trying to say, it is that aspects in your life, you know, which are into the extreme, whether it is for example, friendship that should not be so abated as it is right now, or you do have a situation where things are way more exaggerated than they are. It seems that you will be able to get those things back on track and normalize your situation simply like that. You will be able to normalize your situation with, for example, your finances, you know, with, for example, again, your love life, okay, or friendships, or just interactions with other people. But in general, it's for you Aries, it's a week of breakthrough, and that breakthrough, once again, it does come through a very careful analysis over the circumstances that are going to appear. Those circumstances will, like I said, they're going to seem quite random, but they are not. And if you figure it out, I think that nobody will be able to stop you to get what you are after or to resolve your concerns, which is the main plot of your week. Sandy and Naomi, welcome to the stream. Hope you do enjoy the show, guys. Right, moving next, we do have Taurus. Just let me reshuffle and see what Taurus are going to have for their week. For Taurus, the first card is going to be the Four of Swords, followed by the Two of Pentacles, and moving next, we do have the King of Wands. Okay, so those three cards for Taurus. Now, hello, Mattia, welcome to the stream. So right away from these two cards, we can say that this is going to be very predictable week. I mean, nothing is going to go out of a character. So the way that you have set your plans in motion for the week is highly likely that you will face your expectations in check. I mean, you plan certain date, the date should go exactly the way you imagine. All right, you do plan some business venture, that should happen as well without you seeing any surprises along the way whatsoever. You plan a travel, same thing, guys. I mean, your plans literally, they should take place throughout this upcoming week. That's why that's why the week itself is gonna feel very chilled out, like laid back week where it's just you can relax, you know, and just do your thing. And because of it, you will feel like you do have a lot of room to play around. Not necessarily that you will. What I'm trying to say is that a lot of room for you to think without you feeling that you are under any pressure. And that room, at least according to the cards here, you will prefer to fill it up with someone that you do trust a lot. It's a faithful companion, and it seems that together you will have those very important conversations about the future, and that is in generally about the future, not necessarily about the future that holds for you both, but just in general for your, for example, future career, for your future love life, for example, and so on and so forth. And from these conversations, Taurus, some kind of a very big ambition is going to pop up. It's just you're gonna figure out something is gonna hit you as a idea, or as a aim, as a goal. You may want to even lift the bar of your performance, whatever the case. This ambition is going to be a fuel, like a fuel of ambition. I like that expression. But in any case, those cards are most applicable to people that are having, I would say, ordinary life, you know, where every day you just do the same thing over and over with no different expectations. Well, it seems that this routine is gonna be kind of like loosen up. It seems that this routine is going to be broken down, and from there on moving forward, Taurus, at least you're gonna have something to look forward to if you are missing such a thing at that point. For example, like me, because well, I'm gonna talk about this thing later, but yeah, I mean, it's people that are a bit depressed, from you, Taurus. It seems that you're gonna have something to look forward to, something to expect, and something to fight for as well. I mean, if you lost that drive into your life. Other than that, like said, week, completely ordinary, nothing to be afraid of, nothing out of character. So I do hope, guys, that you do have a rather solid plans for the week itself. Oh, and one last thing before we move to Gemini, you can also expect some concerns that you may have for the future. Say you have certain plans about, I don't know, maybe about the date, but you do have some concerns about the date itself. You will see that those concerns are not going to be there. It's just they are going to literally vaporize. So like I said at the start of you, Taurus, lay back and just enjoy your week. So with that said, moving to Gemini. Let me shuffle. The first card for Gemini, that is going to be the Six of Swords, followed by the Eight of Pentacles. And then we do have the Knights of Pentacles, those three cards. Mattia, thank you so much for your $5 US. Thank you, Mattia. Make sure that you do stick around up until the end, where I'm going to perform you a personalized reading over the upcoming week. Right, so, well, the Gemini situation is completely opposite to the Taurus situation. Many things are gonna go, I don't want to say sideways, guys, but definitely not as a planned. We can see that in these two cards, and in these two cards is going to be quite of a unnerving, if that's a word. Okay, it's going to be quite of a it's not even stressful. It's going to be a venture, so to speak, and it's not going to be a stressful week, because although things are not going to go exactly as planned, well, they're going to be quite far away from what it is planned. But as the Six of Swords, it is the one that shows disturbance, okay? That card shows that these aspects that you will have to face, these changes of scenery, okay, changes of circumstances as well, that the universe is going to throw your way, they are going to be with a benefit in them, okay? They are going to have their positive development, so to speak. The problem is that these circumstances that you will have to face throughout the week, Gemini, they will be quite unknown to you. That's kind of unfortunate, and for that, for more than one occasion, guys, you may feel yourself afraid to take any action, to make any step, okay, and to just explore that unknown, like being introduced to very peculiar and even mysterious, if you will, person, and you may be afraid to explore the life of that person. This fear is completely unnecessary, and it's in reality, Gemini, you have nothing to be afraid of. Some of these circumstances even are going to bring you the opportunity, I would call it that way. So they're going to bring you the opportunity to get one step closer to something you dream of, but not in a way that you have imagined. And that will be the problem here, okay? The problem it is that what you gotta do, or what you're gonna have a chance of, it's not gonna be what you have imagined it, or the way that you have imagined it, which is gonna mess around with the idea of what you want. Is gonna mess around with your structured plan, okay? It's gonna mess around, if you will, it's gonna mess around with the details that you are so carefully preparing. And at some point you may find yourself that you are not addressing the situation with conscientiousness any longer, that you are not addressing the situation with that keen eye for the subtleties that you do usually have. And above everything else, it will feel like this is the worst week for you to make some kind of a initiation in general, like starting a relationship, or like starting a job, or I don't know, or like going on a trip or whatever. It is because all of these are going to feel very unknown to you. It will feel like you are jumping into something you know nothing about. And that will be a true feeling, but it's as it is a new thing, you will grow quickly to learn. My point is that in reality, there is nothing for you to be afraid of. I mean, give it a chance, and you will see that it is actually quite better than your initial plans. That is just in general. So into the upcoming week, Gemini, going by a strict regulations. Hello, Brenda. Going by a strict regulations, going by a to-go list, okay, going by a strict beliefs and expectations, it's only going to bring you disappointment, unfortunately. So you will have to kind of like move forward through the week, Gemini, being ready to take on what the week presents at the very same time it's thrown your way, and worry for the next thing when it comes about. Do not worry before you actually have the chance to tackle with it. Hello, Sadam. Welcome to the stream. Right, so that was Gemini. Now moving next, we do have Cancer. For Cancer, the first one, that is going to be the Ace of Wands, followed by the second card of the Knight of Swords, and the third one, that is going to be the Six of Cups. So we do have those three cards for you, Cancer, okay? And it seems that the week... Hey, Jesse, or Josie. Oh my God, Jesse. I'm sorry, I do apologize. Hello, Josie. Welcome to the stream. Right, so Cancer, it seems that the week is going to be quite gainingful for you. I mean, you are going to have something coming your way, something, I don't want to say, I want to say new, but not exactly new. I don't know how to put it into words. Let's put it into words like that. You have a gaining for enterprise coming in your way. It doesn't have to be necessarily something a brand new. Now, under what I mean under a gaining for enterprise, it is like a new job, but in what you are already qualified into. So it's not something brand new, although it is a new enterprise, okay? Or I don't know, a relationship, but again with a within the framework of that you are already sitting into, so to speak. And that will be the problem, or the fundamental problem of your week. Because although the enterprise coming your way is going to be gaining for, it doesn't look like that you will like it at first glance. And we can see that within those two cards here, Ace of Wands and the Six of Cups. And because you will see no, it's not even a pleasure, it's more like creativity and excitement, really. I mean, it's because you're not going to see it that way, at least at a first glance. That may kind of like kill your enthusiasm to throw yourself into. But that said, your judgment about that the enterprise it's gaining for is going to be unquestionable. So literally what your week comes down to, it's a decision. Okay, and that decision we can see within these two cards here, the Ace of Wands with the Knight of Swords. And that decision is going to be quite funny to make. By the way, Danny, thank you so much for your $5 US. Make sure you do stick around up until the end of the live stream, where you're going to get a personalized reading over the week as well. Thank you, Danny. So the decision is going to be quite funny. That is because whenever you opt to do, whether it is about your job or whether it is about your love life or your friends or your family, Cancer, you would want that thing to make a sense. Okay, so in other words, you would not want to lose that enterprise in any way, because it only makes a logical sense that if it is a gaining for, you gotta take it, right? But in the same time, see, you would want your choice to be something you would like to make as well. So it's kind of like a internal conflict that you will have to struggle with into the upcoming week. Just so you know, there is no right or wrong decision, and at the end of the day, if I have to speculate here, there is a far bigger chance for you to take on it rather than to leave it behind. There is a quite bigger chance for you to give it a go, whether it's a job or a project, or you know, or a person that you are to date with, or a friend, you know, or just a family endeavor, so to speak. It is more likely, like I said, for you to give it a go rather than to just pass it aside. Whether you like it or not, that initial feeling here, it is a very small and petite in comparison to what you can gain from all that. Okay, so whenever you are to that is my appeal to you guys. Whenever you do have a decision to make, should you do it or not, should you make it or break it, sleep on it for a night instead of impulsively give an answer to it. And not just because you need to kind of like check your keep your emotions in check, you know, and align them to your logic, but because the mornings are always wiser than the evenings. That is a parable in our country, so it's very important to sleep it overnight. And sometimes, you know, how can I put it into words? Sometimes we don't get to choose where to grow, do we? But at the end of the day, we just need to grow somewhere, because otherwise it's not a living but simply existing. And so that is going to be the main plot for the Cancer week. Now we are entering into the first break, guys. In this break, one of you can get the free reading with me, and all that you gotta do is just input a question into the comments down below, and after about 5 minutes I'm going to pick one of your questions and I'm going to perform a professional reading on the question itself. So how are you people? What are you doing? How is your week going? Mine, it's like underwhelming to say the least. Well, that is how job is supposed to be. I think, Mattia. You do hard work and you get great money for it, right? Because if you are working a lot and you are struggling to meet ends, then you're not doing things well, or rather, like, you're not doing the right thing, are you? Because it doesn't make any sense. Well, physically I am doing well. It is just I'm a little bit down spiritually, I guess. It's aside from these lives, I don't see any reason to do anything whatsoever. So I guess that's depression. I don't know. I always thought that depression is something else, but maybe it's depression. Well, not every job that's true. There are some jobs where you do nothing really and you still get a lot of money. And people that are get themselves sorted out on such kind of jobs, good for you guys. Good for you. Yeah, at least on the physical department, I am okay. Otherwise, that would be a, I don't know, I don't know how to put it mildly, maybe a crushing blow. Hmm. No, you can't. That's the problem. It's coming from me, okay? It's not your fault, guys. It's nobody's fault. It's nothing's fault, okay? It's just me. I just, for example, I'm watching a TV show and I just, why am I even watching that? What is the point of it? It comes from my brain, from my mindset. Patience. Yeah, that's uh, that's important. Yeah, it is what people call taking on magnesium is gonna fix that. No, I don't think so. That's like taking on an antidepressant drug. You gotta fix it yourself. I mean, it is within your brain. Maybe you're right. Yeah, I have neglected myself for quite a while now, and that could be something as well. But again, I'm thinking about working out, for example, and it's what's the point? Whom I'm working out for, right? I mean, I like myself the way I am. I can't do it. I have been in those states before. I can do it. Well, yeah, that's true. But when you are deficient on magnesium, you got cramps. I don't have any cramps. That's the first sign. Your leg starts to cramp, and that is a magnesium deficiency. I'd say it's the first sign. But the bottom line is that we all fall into those dark corners of our consciousness, so to speak. Um, well, Taco, thank you so much, mate. power, yeah. And I know when things are not well, when I don't even enjoy playing video games anymore. And that is the thing that it is supposed to kind of like set me off our atrocious reality, because that's what we are living in. So Mattia, your question, you would like to know how things are going to be regarding your second job. So let's check it out. No, Four of Cups, Laura, it's not a card that expresses depression. And that's a very good question of yours. The Moon card. Thus describes it describes best my state, I guess. Well, I guess I'm better than video games now. See, that cheers me up, Taco. What kind of a game you play? What is your poison? All right, Mattia. So those are your cards for your business. Okay, so we do have those four. Six of Swords with the Six of Pentacles, followed by the Ace of Swords. I do need it. That's so true, Brenda. I do need that card to happen in my life. Okay, for better or for worse. Let me finish with the material reading, and we will continue that conversation. So we do have the six of wands. Call of Duty. Oh my God. Oh, and GTA 5. All right. So you're a demolition guy. You like to destroy, eh? That's a good premise. Final Fantasy is your point. Is I was never grow to. Oh my God, you. Let me finish the reading, okay? Let me finish the reading. As someone here, the business should reap on success about the middle of October. Okay, middle of October this year, you will really see huge milestones being accomplished. What the cards are showing it is that you are doing your job very well to claim your terms, okay, or to display your terms, so to speak, and to live up to your terms as well. I don't know what your job is all about, but it seems that your word there, whatever the word is all about, it's kind of like it's taken like a law. I mean, people trust you, and not just only people, but also, everybody that you do work with in generally. The issue about the business, for as much as I can see here, and that's not a big one, okay, it is that there is a little bit of a displacement out there into the, I don't know how to put it into words, into the hierarchy of the business or of the job. It is just people that should be on a lower hierarchy or on a higher, but that is not such of a dramatic, how can I put it into words, dramatic trouble, so to speak. And overall, you can expect into the next few months up until the mid of October this year to have some opportunities to make a breakthroughs here and there, and these opportunities, they're going to feel a bit random to you. And like I said, or I haven't said it here, but I said it in a reading of one of the star signs, you may kind of like feel fearful to take on these opportunities because you may not know what is gonna come out of them, okay? But it's just the worst that is gonna come out of them is completely nothing, okay? So it is literally win nothing, or win dash nothing a situation. And if you act, you can always win or lose nothing. So there is no reason for you not to act whatsoever. StarCraft original. I love Diablo 2. That is the game that I was born with, by the way. It is something, it is the best game ever. But somebody said, Brenda said that I may need the Tower card. That's true. I mean, the card that fights depression, it's the Tower, because it doesn't give you time to catch up your breath. It's just you don't have the luxury to get depressed, okay? I am with the Xbox Series X right now. I was fortunate enough to get my hands on one of those machines, okay? Xbox Series X, and I do have a PlayStation 5 as well, but I do enjoy more playing on the Xbox. So the thing about the Tower card, Brenda, is that when this comes about, you don't have the luxury to say no, okay? So, I mean the circumstances, the events, you just literally they're pressing you to be a part of them, and so you just you can't say no. You can't say I don't want to, I don't want to be I don't want to be in this situation. Nobody asks you, okay? The Tower card, it is like the universe itself is rearranging your life. It's like going on a chiropractor, and sometimes it's kind of like it hurts, but once you got adjusted, it feels so much better. And we all need that. I think it is that you said it very well. I kind of like, I associated my state with the moon card, and the Tower is direct enemy to the moon card. It is literally, it annihilates it. Okay, so yeah, that's what I want. And just to explain you my state, the moon card is not even a depression. It is when things are in such a way settled that you don't know where anything is going at. Okay, you just don't know where anything is going at. You are meeting people and you don't know why you are meeting them for. You know that you have to meet them in any way. You know that they do have part in your life. You just don't know, you just don't know what part they have in your life, and so you don't see any reason to put an effort. Maybe, I don't know. It's so weird. And thank you, Brenda, for your $10. Make sure you do stick around up until the end, where you're gonna get your personalized reading over the transit. So it's very awkward. It's not exactly a depression. I can't explain it. Or maybe it is. I mean, I'm not a psychiatrist. I don't know what the term is. Because Square Enix, I am mad at Square Enix, to be honest. I mean, they have such a wonderful IP, and they decided that they could have revived, and they decided to revive Tomb Raider. No, they're not pleasant. That's the point. They're not pleasant, Mattia. It's because if you go through pleasantries, you just take things for granted, and you got bored. So the Tower is there to put some, I don't know, some embers on your heels. It's kind of like, the Tower is like, you have your life in a certain way, and then the universe puts those embers on your heels and say, move, bitch, damn, man. I mean, stop being at that place. That is how the Tower is. Yeah, we all are at the end of the day. I had my Towers as well, but I really need one right now. but not one that is concerned with health. Okay, I really hate those. Oh, I'm sorry about the expression, guys. It came out of me. But yeah, it's exactly how the tower comes. All right, let's check on Leo now. Yeah, when I'm in those situations, I'm kind of like my humor gets on the morbid side, and people find me very funny and very appealing. I don't know why, but yeah, my humor gets on the truly on the morbid side when I'm in those states. So for Leo, the first card it is the Two of Pentacles, followed by the High Priestess. Okay. And the third card for them is going to be the Hierophant. So we do have a... Oh, that's true, Mattia. So I am also grateful for your towers. Hey, Cassandra. You think so, Luna? Probably. Yeah. But I can have a very grim, even dreadful, abominable sense of humor. Even sometimes that is going to be our secret, guys. Even sometimes my mother cannot stand me when I kind of like when I unleash that side of me. Although I am trying to keep it kind of like under control, because I grow to offend people when I kind of like show it up. Hey, oh my God, uh, Liorit Star Alam. Yeah, I will kind of like constrain myself only with Liorit Star. Oh, so yeah, for Leo, those three cards, guys: Two of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and then the Hermit, the Hierophant. Hmm. So for Leo, week is gonna be quite good. I mean, you are the winners for what it seems. That is because, uh, well, it's kind of spiritual week. Maybe it's not something you're expecting really, but throughout the week itself, you will have those hunches, maybe. I don't know how to call them. It's hunches really, where you will see concepts and ideas you have a bit outdated than before. Okay, so say you have the concept to change your job, but throughout this week you say to yourself, wait a minute, why the hell I'm gonna do that? When for example, I can open up my own place or my own business, and I stop working for other people. I stop making other people richer than I am, or making them rich based on my efforts. Okay, so you can expect some changes into your concepts, whether it's about the love, which is, by the way, something very possible here. And the biggest concept that I don't want to kind of like set thoughts in your mind, guys, but the biggest concept that relies here, it is exactly about the love, and it is the concept about what love really is. Okay, some people, most people, almost all of the people that I am working with think that, in order to be in a healthy relationship, all that it takes, it is to be madly in love with the other person. Unfortunately, we all know that that's not the case at the end of the day. Because what I like to call it is that no matter how much you love somebody, right? If you cannot trust them in any way, you just can't live with them. It's as simple as that. Even with our children, if we don't trust our children, if they steal from us all day long, you know, and they do whatever they want, jeopardizing our security, we just can't live with them, can we? Well, maybe we have to, but that doesn't change the fact that we can't. Well, I sincerely hope so, Mattia. And so that is a huge concept that you do, Leo, or Leo, that you are going to start leaning toward. At the end of the day, you know, you have to find the person next to you, whether it is a business partner or a romantic partner, reliable and trustworthy. Otherwise, they are going to suck away your life, your security, your stability, your soul at the end of the day. But on a more grounded level rather than a spiritual level, you can expect throughout the week to have a lots of time for yourself. Not because you are not going to have any work to do, not because you're not going to have any opportunities out there, but because you're going to do a really good job into efficiently going through them. And that will allow you guys to have, like I said, more time for yourself to spare than usual. And within this time, I do believe that you are to contemplate what the true meaning of success is, or of happiness as well is. And that true meaning can only be found within yourself, through silence, without asking, for example, your therapist, your psychiatrist, how can I be happy? Only you can find out how can you be happy. Okay? Or asking your, I don't know, a friend of yours what you should do about certain event in your life. I mean, only you can find out the best way to go about it, because it is your life, no one else, no one else's. And that it's a very spiritual week for you, Leo. And within this week, you may even experience kind of like change in direction. I mean, out of nowhere, you decide to do something completely different from what you have planned to do up until this point. That should not shock you. It should not amaze you. How can I put it into words? Your nature is going to work into the upcoming week. You are going to focus on the most efficient rather than the most struggling method moving forward, whether career-wise or whether relationship-wise. Moving next, we do have Virgo. So the first one for Virgo, that is going to be the Queen of Wands, followed by the King of Wands. My God, that is going to be so strong for Virgo. And then that will be the Four of Pentacles. So we do have those three cards for Virgo. Leo was very spiritual. Virgo, though, it's quite materially oriented week here for what we have. First and foremost, very attractive. I mean, it's just you're going to be like glue to characters, like a magnet to characters. So I do suggest you, if you are single, I mean, you are going to kill it. I mean, you do want a long-term relationship, one night stands, whatever you like, you know, you can find a bit out, a bit from everything out there. And it seems that you will have the luxury to decide what to go for. That is because, according to these cards, oh, it's quite difficult to describe it. So I will put it that way. When you go out and present yourself in front of the world, in the crowd will feel like you have what they need. So needless to say, that is going to make you quite successful into your business next week. If you want to push some kind of business idea, that's the time you make it, or that's the time you do it. because within this week, just that business idea, it will feel more than ever that the one you want to push it to, it needs it, or a product, or whatever. Aside from that, whatever you set as a goal, you will have that sheer will to prevail. Okay, it's just you are not gonna let go of it. Not because it's gonna be any difficult, but it is, you will have that consistency. Yeah, it's not that difficult to accept it, is it? But my point was that you're gonna have that consistency into your approach, into how you tackle with stuff. Oh my god, it's so that is like being Superman in behaviors, or rather like expert in behaviors without even being an expert in behaviors. You can't put timestamps while you are alive. TS, but we are on Virgo. Hey, Pisces Moonbeam, you recover? Are you okay? By the way, guys, Pisces Moonbeam is sick, and that's why she's not on the live stream. Hey, Kimberly. Well, as far as I can, yeah. So you are going to be on a steroids when it comes to a human behavior, and thus wherever somebody tries to bullshit you up, you will immediately kind of like snort it. It will just radiate from them. They're trying to bullshit you around with whatever they are talking about. Okay. Some do, yeah. But for that, you do need a moderator. I don't have a moderator. So, what can I advise you here, Virgo, is to be really bold when it comes to literally anything that shows up as an opportunity. You see a girl or a man that you like, and you want to set up a date, just go and talk with them. You will see that it's going to work out very well for you. I don't know, you kind of like come up with some kind of a business plan, start manifesting it. You will see that into the upcoming week is going to turn out a very, very well for you. It is just you have to jump into action into the upcoming week, guys. It's not going to happen by itself, but your performance is going to be literally out of this world. You will be able to make many people happy if that's your case, or if that's your goal, or you will be able to get your retribution if that's your goal, or simply you will be able to get outside of your comfort zone, fight whatever depression you are in. Okay, if you are in any kind of depression, and just move and go along with your life, seeing excitement everywhere you go. But above everything else, like I said, don't forget it, next week or this week you have what they need. The garlic thing, Taco, it's something we do as well. When we feel sick, we just stuff ourselves with garlic. I mean, you smell like a dumpster. It's disgusting, but it helps a lot, yeah. But it has to be raw, you're right. It has to be raw. It's not about, it's not for bacteria, for what I know. It fights viruses, the garlic. For bacteria, you do have antibiotics. That's why garlic is irreplaceable, because you don't have a medicine that fights viruses. NG halfway through. So we do have now Libra. First one for Libra, that is going to be the Eight of Pentacles. Then we do have the Ten of Swords. And the next one, that is going to be the Empress. These three cards. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. NG, just barely. Hey, guided gem. Right, let's focus in Libra. Will be nasty week. Nasty is because you will have that urge which you will seek to quench. Like urge. Well, Taco, my father loves garlic and my mother hates him for that. You said you have a wife? Maybe your wife hates you for it as well. Because garlic smells like it's out of this world. You are not. Many men loves garlic. I don't like garlic, you know, but many men, especially old men, they do love garlic. In any case, like I said, that week is gonna be, and that is because of the urge. You will have the urge to do things overnight. Now, unfortunately, things overnight cannot happen, especially when it comes to interactions in relationships. It will take an awful long time. I mean, oh my god, I mean, an awful long time to get along with somebody and to build up a real connection with them. I mean, for throughout the week. And it will be more than a hassle for you. It will feel like more of a hassle to you. That is because it is just the whole process is gonna come up to the finest details that are out there. Okay, like what kind of a clothes you're wearing, what you are saying in between the lines, and these kind of shenanigans, guys. So I don't think that this upcoming week is you are gonna be much up to going out and dating people. The incentive here for you, based on these two cards that we have, Libra, is to kind of like spend time on your own or by yourself, not on your own, but by yourself. Okay, because there is, aside from that the week is going to literally suck on the interaction department, the week is going to be though very profitable in the business department. Now, in this week, you will have that chance to kind of like start a plan. For example, say you are preparing your business. Well, this week you will have the chance to start that business, or you are preparing some kind of a project. This week you're going to have the chance to start that project, you know, and you will have to pour your resources into that department. Now, this enterprise needs to be undertaken with conscientiousness, reason, and as well attitude. Okay, determination, so to speak, and it has to be figured out to the smallest detail that it is out there. And that's why you would need that time by yourself to kind of like dive really deep into your situation. Most likely a career situation, and just, you know, not figure it out, but start doing it a step by step. Your Libra, your approach next week, or this week that is, should be the most mature approach that you are capable of. Acting on impulses, it is the worst you can do. It is literally is gonna look, guys, these two cards, they are disastrous if you do act on impulse. It's basically what they show. It is that one wrong move you do because you feel like it, okay, it's literally going to ruin months of preparation and build up. Okay, just to give you an example, you are dating somebody for a very long time, and it's just you just want to speed the things up, and it's because that's the urge. You fall for that urge and you kind of like say something inappropriate. That can ruin those months of experiences that that person had with you. So it's important to kind of like maintain your posture. It's important to maintain as well your mindset. I don't know how to put it into words. To maintain the good work by acting maturely rather than impulsively. That's important here. Well, Brenda, that's awesome. What she does acupuncture, or it is with herbs that she's dealing with. All right, moving next, we do have Scorpio. So let's hope that the cards are gonna show up something to look forward to. I really hope so. Well, that's all right. I mean, we all are. That's the thing about today's life. We all are to a certain degree. It's just sometimes you get more than other times, and it's just how life is. Why am I not surprised? So we do have the Four of Pentacles with the Knights of Pentacles. And then it is the King of Swords. It should be about the, I don't know, 20 to 30 minute mark, some. So those three cards for Scorpio, and I'm sorry to inform you, Scorpios, it is that the upcoming week is going to be as boring as the previous one. I'm so looking forward to it. So looking forward to it. All right, so doesn't mean that it's gonna be bad. I mean, you guys, you Scorpio who does have things that you are doing, right? Like say you are building up something, you're building up businesses, you're building up momentum, you're building up relationships, whatever you are building up. It seems that the upcoming week, although boring in the sense of that there will be no things for you to build up, things which you are building up, like for example Matthias' business here, okay, things which you are building up, you will be able to consolidate on them, and you will be able to ensure their survival, their future, and just make them very, very consistent, very solid, strong, okay, indomitable, that is, which is a great, okay, it's a great thing. Problem comes that if you don't have anything that you are building up, right? This is where the problem comes from. And luckily for us, though, the reading does describes the bold version here. We do have the one that I described by that point. Should you have something that you are building up, okay, with these two cards, and then if you don't have anything for you that you are building up, those two cards with the King of Swords. So if you don't have anything that you're building up here with those two cards, Scorpio, that looks like that this is going to be a week where you are going to think a lot about yourself in general and about what you are doing with your life. I guess I have to face that state. But with the King of Swords, it seems that we are gonna take everything under consideration. Oh my god, that reading describes me so well, man. And everything under consideration. And how do I put it into words? It's just like we're gonna focus on what works for us and what doesn't work for us, and whatever doesn't work for us, we are just gonna very cleanly cut it off our lives. Thank God it's gonna be cleanly, okay? Just very cleanly. A friendship doesn't work for you, well, we're gonna throw it out of the window. A job doesn't work for us, same thing. I mean, we quit the job. I don't know, an interaction doesn't work for us, we kind of like cut it loose. Reading books doesn't work for us because we read sci-fi and nothing kind of like, I don't know, nothing tangible comes out of it. We're gonna stop doing that. So it's like realigning our life to what life is in a way that our life can kick in with how with the reality which surrounds us. I don't know how to put it into words. It's gonna be a nasty process though, because it comes to that we will have to neglect certain needs of ours, not just only certain needs of ours, but also needs of the others which are around us. In other words, we are gonna grow more ruthless than we usually are. Yeah, but it's how it's gonna work out here. Well, there are gonna be couple more. Yeah, that's for sure. Mattia, it's coming. Okay, it's coming. So that's for Scorpio, and now we are entering into the second break of the live stream. One of you can get a free reading with me in this second break, guys. All that you gotta do is just input a question into the comments down below, and I'm going to pick one of your questions. If there are any, and I'm going to perform a professional reading on it. Other than that, if you do support the channel and me, of course, through super chat, you're gonna get your reading at the end of the stream, regardless. Judith, nah, I can't agree. You know, but that depends what kind of a person you are, because there are those people which, seeing others that do better than them, they feel worse. So not always. We are not boring. No. I didn't say that we Scorpio are gonna be boring. I said that the week is gonna be boring to us. That's different. Which I guess if up until this point you had a time of upheaval, you know, I guess you can have a little bit of a break. But it's kind of like I kind of like I feel it. I have to do something. That's my problem, I guess, guys. And I'm sorry that I'm preoccupying you with myself here, okay? But I just have to say it out. I love my life, okay? It's not like I don't love my life. It's not like I'm not happy with my life. I am. And that's a problem. I haven't moved an inch out of my state for years. That is because when I was little, That is how I wanted it to be. I wanted a very peaceful, self-devoted life, and I got it. But now when I have it, you know, and I live through it, it's like, I don't know. Yeah, we are a community, Seda. But if I'm not open to you guys, whom I am going to be open to? I don't have any girlfriends, okay? Just I do accept, or kind of like friends that I can that can understand me. Or maybe I do, but you are people. Well, the best the thing it is that the best people to talk with about those stuff are people that you know very little, or strangers. It's best that you talk with about these stuff. So if I don't talk with you about those things, whom I'm gonna talk with? I am getting enough sleep. I mean, I sleep with no alarm. So basically, I sleep as much as my body wants to sleep. Sometimes I do sleep 4 hours. Alright, sometimes I do sleep 12 hours. Uh, how much that is depends on my body. I don't set alarms to myself. Oh, maybe Anna. It is very late, yeah, but I can sleep through the day, which I am going to do. And I am not sleepy right now. In fact, I woke up a couple of hours ago, so I'm not sleepy. All right. So Brenda is applying for new jobs. Let's check it out. Well, that's what the job is supposed to do, eh? Yeah, Anna, I kind of suspected it. Saturn is to blame. Of course it is. So, Brenda, those are your cards. Danielle, no, I'm not sad. I'm not sad. It's just I don't know if even if I am depressed, it's like I feel no joy of doing stuff. I don't know how to put it. So when I don't feel a joy of doing stuff, I don't see any reason doing them. That's a big problem. The only thing that I am it's remotely enjoyable right now. It's to talk with you. It's not even about the readings, okay? It's to talk with you. Just give me a second here. All right. Uh so Brenda, let me see the time frame though. I didn't saw the time frame. It's by the mid of September. It's a temporary state, I know that. I know that, Seda. Or Sandy, I'm sorry, I know that. Because I had it before, okay, and just moved through it. It's a temporary state that is going to last for a couple of weeks, maybe a month or two. I mean, and after that, it's going to go away. So Brenda, the time frame is up until the middle of September for you, for what it seems here by the look of those cards, and you do have a rather, how can I put it into words? You do have a good opportunities to start a job. What those cards here are showing, it's that, and I'm sorry of saying it that way. Okay, maybe you do not agree with that. But the conditions you are looking for are a little bit out of the mark. Okay, it's not quite the bullseye that you are exerting as a conditions. So being a bit more compromisable when it comes to applying for a job or the type of a job that you are applying is going to open up the options available for you big time. And that's why we do have the Three of Swords at the start of the reading, which is the topic, right, of you finding a job. It means that you will have to submit to conditions that are not ideal. Okay, it's like, even though it may, even it's gonna feel to you at the start, it is that you are straight away underselling yourself, or you are not at the right place where you have to start a job. But once you give the place a chance, by the middle of September, it seems that you are going to find yourself being very well situated when it comes to job and when it comes to career. That's literally what the reading is. So reallocation, the cards doesn't show though, as you are mentioning here. Thank you, Sam. No, I know, I know how can I kill that state, you know, but I don't want to. Other than that, I do know a technique how I can be better than ever tomorrow. Thing it is that I don't want to rely to it. It's because if I it's like suppression, and I don't want to do suppression because it's gonna hit you sooner or later again. I just want to go through it by myself. I did those suppressions for a very, very long time, and I guess now I'm paying the price for it. I don't know that slang, Brenda. What does it mean? Stuck in the cold snow. TS, no, I don't need a vacation. It's not how I feel though. No, thank you, Mattia. Oh, okay. Hey, Laura. Welcome to the stream. Every woman wants to move to a warmer climate. No, I'm just about to do Sagittarius. So, Sagittarius. First one, that will be the Eight of Pentacles, followed by Justice. And the third one for you, Sagittarius, that is going to be the Empress. So those three cards. Now it seems that it's going to be unpleasant week for Sagittarius. Unpleasant because it seems that you will have to redirect your attention to senses of emergencies which are not the aspects that you would want to have your attention on. Say you would like to spend time with your family throughout that week, but in that very time that you want to spend with your family from your work are calling because they are facing crisis, and so you have to cut that time you want to spend with your family, and you will have to go to kind of like manage with the crisis into your career. So the week is going to be pretty much dappled with those situations where you will have to give attention to important matters that you would want to not give that, you would rather not give that attention at that given time to those matters. But at the end of the day, these are responsibilities of yours. That's my point here, is that you can't escape from these things. Okay, sooner or later you will have to do it, and the time is going to be exactly when you face it throughout the week. You cannot postpone, unfortunately. And which gives an incentive here. That's the plan you have, if you have any plan right now, or the expectations that you do have, if you do have any expectations right now, Sagittarius, out of the window right away. And it's just is gonna be best, for the upcoming week, if you do set aside your emotions and instead act based on the level of emergency that the situation has. So you will have to rearrange your schedule. You will have to rearrange your time management. That is what I am trying to say here into the upcoming week. Many, how can I put it into words? Many of these situations are going to be because some important details was eluding you back in the days, okay, or beforehand, and just because they were left unattended, now they are going to require your immediate attention. It could be a different situation, it could be that you want to push some kind of a project at work, but your family needs you with emergency, and so you will have to get to your family and set aside that job that you will have to perform. It will be different for every single one of you guys, but you need to know that into the upcoming week, the results that you're gonna have of your performance, they are going to be a summary of past weeks as well. So it's almost feels like that you are on the final line, okay, like just before the finish line, and it's gonna be a shame if you do kind of like waver at that stage of your week, whether career wise or whether relationship wise. And when we're talking about relationships here, it does look like that you are going to be physically appealing as well. So don't be surprised if you do see many people liking you or liking your profile, for example, in a dating app, and so to speak, and kind of like wanting to take a few steps in a straight of one. That is the incentive of the week. Take the matters immediately, like take the emergency to the situation, so the situation feels urgent enough to action to be enforced upon it. Sam, thank you for your $4 Australian. Make sure you do stick around up until the end, where you're gonna get your personalized reading of the week. Thank you, Sam. All right, so that was Sagittarius. Moving next, we do have Capricorn. Oh, you don't want one? All right, if you don't want one, then I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna honor your wish. Thank you, Sam. Capricorn, first one, that is going to be the King of Swords. Next one, we do have the Wheel of Fortune. And the third one for you guys, that is going to be the Knights of Pentacles. Those three cards. The message is quite big here. Hold on a second. So the message is quite big, and I don't think that you're gonna like it. That is because what those cards here are showing, it is that you have something you want, right? Whether about your career or whether about your relationship. What those cards here are showing is that you don't know what you want. And it's not like you don't know what you want, but you want the wrong thing, okay? And to the upcoming week through events, very surprising events, that is. It will feel random events. Suddenly is gonna hit you what's exactly what you want, which is going to be what you need as well. And also with those events is gonna come the solution how to get it, and that is literally what is gonna be the plots of the week, guys. That which is going to as well make you change positions, okay? For example, you may not like certain type of jobs, but throughout the week you will see circumstances which are gonna make you like it and make you want it. Same thing could be about a person, same thing could be about a situation, you know, or it could be vice versa. You may like something very much, but through circumstances that are gonna come your way, you will see that you are not supposed to like it that much. Instead, you should like something else. Don't think it right now. Don't try to bash your brains against the wall to figure out, you know, what it is. Again, the circumstances are going to be very random. The situation is going to grow almost random. How can I put it into words? Unexpectedly and randomly as well. And it's just is going to snap into your mind. So it's not something that you can figure out on your own. And once that happens, you will have a pretty good idea what you need to do, okay, about your personal life, about your business life as well. And just everything is going to work so much better. Like everything is gonna have, or the aspects in your life, they are gonna have synergy with one another. For example, if you don't have any synergy right now in between your friends in your romantic life, that synergy is gonna grow, and you don't have to give up on either of these things. It's just changing priorities or changing what you want is gonna bring that synergy to you. So synergetic week, or recuperation of synergy, it is what stands in front of you, Capricorn. And that would be that is gonna be a great news. And on a more practical level here, you can expect solutions to come your way to concerns, okay, that which you couldn't figure out on your own. It is because you didn't have the right circumstances by that point, but now you're gonna have them. So it's gonna be a piece of cake, for example, to resolve the problem with your debt, let's say, or to resolve the problem with the fight you had with your beloved one, or to resolve the problem with lack of opportunities into your career, whatever concerns you do have. So moving next, we do have Aquarius. Hold on a second. All right, first one for Aquarius, that is going to be the Nine of Cups, followed by the Six of Swords, and the final one for Aquarius, that is going to be the Two of Swords. What do you know? Those three cards. So great week. I'm looking forward to it. I am rising Aquarius. Okay, Taco. Hope it is a delicious one and the pups like it. Yeah. Or when they gotta eat, right? Well, so looking forward to that. Very curious to see how it's gonna unfold for me. But as much as those cards are showing here for Aquarius, is that Aquarius are gonna have a very pleasant week ahead of them. It is just throughout the week. Uh, there is gonna be a happy endings. It's literally what there is no other way to say it here. There are gonna be a happy endings of already ongoing endeavors. Okay, say you are kind of like going out with somebody and you grow to have an affection to them, so you can expect a happy ending throughout the week with that. Okay, or you are trying to develop a business plan, you can expect a happy ending with it as well. Now the happy ending, it's the easy part of the week, so to speak. That's given. Okay, the problem with the whole situation, and it's not that much of a problem rather than a condition. The condition with the whole situation is that this happy ending, or the result of this happy ending, it must be sustained. You have to put actually the efforts to maintain it and to keep it, because this happy ending is going to bring us a short-term happiness. God knows I need it. Okay, short-term happiness, but it comes to us to keep on feeding it, so that short-term happiness transform into a long-term happiness in any way possible. And definitely is going to be about an enterprise we are already involved into, with a job we are involved with into, or with a person we are involved with. Okay, or in generally with something we do that we are just growing it right now. And what the cards are divulging for Aquarius, it is that so what the cards are divulging for Aquarius, it is that very recently, that stall that was out there, it was broken by something, whether by us or whether by some kind of unknown force, whatever. But the thing is that the equilibrium is no longer there. And as the equilibrium is no longer there, the scales are tipped. For now, they are tipped in our favor. But again, we have to put the efforts to keep it that way. So we are in a favor of the one we are dating, for example. We are in a favor to our boss. We are in a favor of even of fate and universe, if you will. But again, we have to show that we deserve it through efforts. It's no different than you, maybe if you are Aquarius, you are craving, to be with a specific person, and finally, you do have happy ending in that department. There you go. I mean, you are together, but you can't take that relationship for granted. You just have to put the efforts to maintain that relationship. That is exactly how the Nine of Cups stands. And for the most part, it kind of pains me, and interpreters kind of like draw the Nine of Cups and say, oh my God, wishes are coming true. Yeah, they are, but what comes after? You know, wish comes true, you get hired to a very good job, the job that you always dreamt for. You do a shitty job doing the job and you get fired. Well, how is that a wish come true, right? So you need to be warned that is, you shouldn't take it for granted. I mean, you should not expect that is given for a lifetime. It's not. But you can do it by, like I said, by putting the efforts behind. Right, and the final one that we do have for tonight, that will be Pisces. All right, first one for Pisces, that will be Justice, followed by the Two of Swords, and the last one for Pisces, that is going to be the World card. I mean, do you know, guys, what those two literally say? Okay, they say that it is not over yet, whatever those cards are talking about. And the other two as well. I mean, these two. Literally, what it means, it is that into the upcoming week, the final decision is not gonna be delivered, whatever that's supposed to mean to you, Pisces. But also, those two cards are speaking that. How do I explain it? Three cards, I'm sorry, not two cards, but three cards. They're speaking of a stall, really. It's where things are not going to move forward, but they're not going to move forward not because, you know, you don't do enough, or it's because you are going to face any predicament or whatsoever. They're not going to move forward. It is because the time, it's just not right at the moment, okay? And so for that reason, you Pisces should truly take it easy. I mean, I said it for a few other star signs, but in your case, literally, you need to take it easy. What is gonna be lacking out there, and not just only into your department, but also into the department of the people that you are dealing with, it is the discernment what is important. And it is because you are going to have that deficiency, not just only you, but also the people that you're dealing with. What is important, right? What is important to call, you know, your work effective? What is important to call your relationship happy, and so on and so forth? Because that impression is going to be somewhat deficient. A decision whether to proceed forward with something or not, you know, or to make an action, specific action or not, it will not gonna be able to be made. And even if people tell you that they are walking away, or that you are hired, or that you are going to be together, or whatever decision is made, mind you, take it with a grain of salt, because unfortunately it's not going to be the final one. Okay, the final one may overlap the initial one. In other words, it may be a confirmation, but yet it is not the final one. The true choice, the real choice, is going to come with time, and is going to be the only possible one. Okay, so through the process of elimination. So for as much as there are options available, you have to be as passive as possible, at least throughout this week, though, at least according to the cards we have. Other than that, in the material world, Pisces, it looks like that you are going to do really exceptionally good job into being into time management, into managing your time very well amongst your family, amongst your career as well, with your friends. And it is just, you will be able to be at all places at once, or it is at least this is how it's gonna feel. And as well, whatever plans and responsibilities you promised to make throughout the week, it seems that you will be able to attend to literally all of them. Okay, all of them. Taco, thank you so much for your 22 US dollar support. Make sure you do stick around a little bit longer, and I'm going to perform you the personalized reading over the week. Thank you so much, Taco. Right, guys, so that concludes the readings for the star signs. Now we are entering into the last break. And within this break, one of you can have a free reading with me. All that you gotta do is just input a question into the comments down below of the live stream. Should you wish your personalized personal reading with me, you can go to my website, and there on the very front page, you will see a full list of my services and as well their pricing. And finally, for anyone who supports the channel and me, of course, through it, with super chat is gonna get their reading at the end of the stream regardless. Is that what the Saturn reminds you for, Anna? I hated it. I hated it. You know, the thing I studied the most in my entire life. I mean, when I studied for it, I felt that my brain is gonna pop up from the top of my head. It was ridiculously difficult exam. Theoretical physics. You just read and you don't know what you're reading for. You have no clue what the damn thing told you about. You can't imagine it. You can't apply it to anything. It is just you have nothing to connect it with. Oh, it was so bad. But I guess that is just how it was presented to us, because right now I'm quite interested into physics, and I am watching YouTube videos about that, okay? And actually the people that are explaining it, they're doing really good job into that. I do understand everything, and I'm wondering why in the textbooks it has to be so complicatedly explained. It makes no sense. But yeah, theoretical physics was the worst out there. It was so bad. Discipline. That is something I have none of it. I don't have any discipline whatsoever. That's it was not even the teacher, it was the textbook. Your life is asking you to do that. I thought that the wives are doing it to the husbands. They are exerting the discipline and the structure. I guess I'm wrong about women after all. Well, Sandy, I will thank God in my university, in my discipline, we had only one chemistry, we had only one semester, and it was just, just a fundamental one. You didn't have to study that hard for it. But the physics, wow, my God, it was terrible. Not to mention that after that it split it into mechanics, and the mechanics were really difficult. Oh yeah, you are correct, Taco. You are correct. Well, to learn chemistry takes more than just discipline. I believe. All right, Danny's question. Let's check it out. Or was it? Well, Danny, those are the cards. Okay, just hold on a second. Those are the cards. We have the Tower and the Queen of Pentacles for one option, the Six of Cups and the Strength for the other option. Um, I do believe staying put is going to be the better version because moving closer to relatives, it's just is going to put a unnecessary clashes, misunderstandings. It's just there is gonna be a lack of compatibility, let's put it that way. Okay, that is gonna bring on a initial or rather like unnecessary tension out there. But according to the cards, your family, for the way you are describing it, is gonna be happier being a little bit not that closer to relatives than your anticipated question, that is. So I guess staying put is good enough to answer your question. All right, let's get to super chat now. Oh, you're welcome, Danny. All right, Mattia, your week, we have the Three of Swords with the King of Swords, those three cards. And it seems that within your week, you are going to truly focus on problem solving that comes up. What is very, how can I put it into words? Very common with those couple of cards when they come up, Mattia, it is that you are going to see problematic situations which are very not common. How can I put it into words? Which are which reminds you, all right? So they do remind you of a similar situations from the past. And so you will take it like you do have a second chance on things. I'm gonna sneeze. No, I do apologize. So you are gonna take it like you do have a second chance on things. And moreover, it is like it's a rematch, okay, with either people or with either situations that you're gonna see forward. And also those cards are very common for when you start seeing leeches in your life, like leeches, like either situations or people that are only taking away rather than giving you anything. Okay, and it is like you are gonna build up courage this week to just cut them loose or stop being part of it, whatever the case. So you can expect that the week is gonna be a little bit more stressful than usual, but the result of it is going to be freedom, liberation, and more synergy into your life than what you are having by entering into the week. Oh, my condolences, Danny. I'm so sorry about that. And then I think I have a problem, right? And that is I'm sorry of saying it, that guys, but most of us don't have the right to call ourselves, depressed or down in spirit, because there are people going through so much hardship. And now that I think of, there are people that are so much worse than me in any department, materially, physically, emotionally, mentally, in any way. So I should be okay. And that's valid for most of us, really. That's why it comes from the head rather than from anywhere else. We just have to put our mindset on that the life we have it right now, it can always go worse. So we should strive not to, if not anything else, at least to sustain it the way it is. That should be the fuel that drives our ambition, which is something I need to remind myself. Danny, we have the Six of Pentacles for you for the week with the Two of Swords here. Okay, so those two cards. Well, Danny, you are mentioning that you don't know what to do as a next step. Well, according to these cards, at least within the next week, things are going to be set into motion. Okay, for you that is, and yeah, things are going to be set into motion for you, and very quickly you will kind of like find the right course of action. Unfortunately, I cannot tell you what the right course of action is, okay, but you are going to see it yourself. And that is also one confirmation for you about the family situation that you asked into the break reading with the Six of Pentacles. That card pretty much points that what you are going through, you gotta go through it alone, unfortunately. Okay, that is the moment where even if there are people that want to help you, they can't, because through these things, whether it's a problem, a loss that you have to deal with, or even money that you have to spend, whatever the case, should you have Six of Pentacles, you gotta go through it alone. Let me explain you here. Say that we relate that card, you going back to your family. Whether your family is the merchant or whether your family is the beggars here, it doesn't really matter, because what matters in the card, it is the exchange we have. I mean, you do have the exchange where the merchant gives change to the beggars. Thing is that tomorrow the beggar is going to be a beggar, okay? And that change that the merchant gave doesn't make any difference for them. So literally that exchange doesn't matter. The most that it can do is just postpone either a struggle or a suffering or whatever, but it's a struggle or a suffering that the person that has the Six of Pentacles has to go through it eventually. The sooner the better. So you have things set into motion, or that week is going to set things into motion that first you will have to go through them without any help, unfortunately, because none help can help you, but also they are going to point you the way. So be vigilant into this week what kind of events you are a part of and they are into your life, and that way you will understand what exactly you gotta do. Brenda, your week we have the Moon card with the Nine of Wands. Okay, so those couple of cards for you, Brenda. And the week will be quite surprising for the look of it here. And even it will feel like you are losing control over certain stuff. Maybe you will feel that you are losing control over your family or over your relationship life, or over your job, whatever. But it's not like you are losing control. The control was taken away from you by the universe. The Moon card, it is that very specific card which shows you that you do have a set point of a destination, whether you're supposed to be something or you're supposed to be at some place, and no matter what you are trying to do, you can't control that. You are set to be there or to be that, and you are going to be regardless what you do. And our instinct as a human being is always to be in control, but you can't control that path, by a definition, and therefore it will feel like things are getting out of control. So do not be surprised throughout the week if you kind of like no matter what you do, things doesn't go according to a plan. They are not going to go according to your plan. They are going abiding the universal plan for you, or the God's plan for you, if you prefer to think it that way. But that state is gonna make you feel a bit emotionally unstable, because you don't know, you're not gonna see the surrounding circumstances, and thus when you don't see surrounding circumstances, of course people start believing into the doom and gloom, that that things are deteriorating, that things are going for the worse, and so on and so forth. Just if that's your case, and you kind of like, you are that emotionally, I don't want to say unstable, but let's say emotionally touchy, just try to just move through the week and let things develop on their own accord. That would be best. The worst you can do is try to make adaptations into your plans and into your schedule, conscious adaptations, because that is going to mess the situation around even more. Taco, your week. 3 of Cups with the Page of Cups. Let me draw you one more. Here we have the Ace of Wands. So those 3, Taco. The week, it's... So within this week, Taco, you can expect to have nothing new coming your way. But for the enterprises that you are developing, you can expect to reach results. Okay, so for example, if you are expecting to undertake some new projects, that is highly unlikely, but the current projects that you are undertaking, you will see very, very good results coming your way. But the emphasis on your week is going to be interactions with people. Okay, business partner, intimate partners, friends, and so on and so forth. And it is just within the week, it's highly likely that you are going to see things the same way. Like, for example, you and your wife are going to see certain situation the same way, and therefore you both are going to have the same plan. You and a business partner of yours are going to see an opportunity the same way, and therefore, or rather like a project the same way, and therefore there is not going to be any discrepancies or controversies out there. But also throughout the week, it seems that you're going to grow more and more emotionally attached to a thing you do, whether it is a hobby or a book you read, or right, or just your relationship you are in, whatever it is, you're going to grow to love it more and more. And thus certain disadvantages, you know, or aspects that's are kind of like a hassle that's, you know, you didn't like before, they're gonna seem less and less meaningful to the situation itself. For example, say your wife kind of like aggravated you with a certain behavior of hers, or with a certain hobby of hers, you know, or it's certain attitude. It's not like she's gonna stop doing it, it's just it's gonna become less and less relevant that she's doing it, because you are gonna grow to love your marriage more and more. Sorry that I'm giving an example with your marriage and with your wife, but it's just I kind of like saw it appropriate to explain it that way, so you can grasp on the magnitude of the scale that's that week is going to have an impact on your life. And thus bonding partnerships, alliances, friendships, connections throughout this week, it's a very, very good thing for you to do. The worst you can do throughout the week, Taco, it is if you do have, say, some kind of like, say, idea that you haven't researched enough, but you feel lucky and just, you know, give it a go. It's not like, you know, you will fail in it. It's just it's going to be, the time is going to be inappropriate, and it is while you are trying to develop that new idea of yours, you are missing on the results that you can accomplish into the departments that you are already developing. So it's really a week where you have to focus on what you already have, rather than, you know, things you have in mind you want to bring into your life, like additioning. So that's literally how the week goes. And what can I advise you here? It is that instead of being focused on the details, be more focused on the overview, okay? On the end results, how you're gonna get there. It's important, but it is not that important as of this moment. And one last advice for you, Taco: try throughout the week to do things that makes you happy, mate, rather than to make you passionate. There are two things in between happiness and being passionate. Okay, these are two things. There is a difference. You may be passionate to get revenge, for example, but I don't think revenge makes anyone's happy. So passion and happiness, two different things. Do things that makes you happy rather than things that makes you passionate. So yeah, with that said, guys, this is going to conclude the weekly readings for the upcoming week. Thank you so much for being around. Thank you so much for listening to me and my problems. I really appreciate it. And we are going to see each other very, very soon. Until then, bye.